If you want to feel steadier on your feet again, but your legs feel weak when you stand up, your body drifts or tilts even though you're not dizzy, and you find yourself taking smaller, careful steps just to stay balanced, keep watching. Many of my senior patients think balance problems always come from the inner ear, but that's not what's happening here. In seniors, there's a hidden pattern I see every day in patients with leg numbness, back tightness, walking problems. And once you understand it, the fixes are surprisingly simple. In this video, I'll show you 3 quick things you can do today to feel steadier, walk with more confidence, and stop that off-balance feeling before it starts. Stay with me because each step builds on the next, and the last one is the one my patients say changes everything. Hi, I'm Dr. John Zielonka. I'm a neurofunctional chiropractor in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I've been doing this for over 35 years now. My YouTube channel focuses on helping those who've been suffering from debilitating chronic back and neck pain who feel they've tried everything and given up hope. Before I dive into today's video, I need you to smash the subscribe button if you want to learn more tips and strategies on how to treat and relieve debilitating back and neck pain without drugs, without surgery. I upload a new video every week. A lot of people who feel this kind of off-balance sensation are dealing with changes in the lower spine, including spinal stenosis. You might not feel dizzy at all, but if the nerves in your lower back are a little compressed, your legs can react more slowly and feel weaker or less reliable with each step. Many of my stenosis patients who lean forward when they walk because it takes pressure off the spine. The problem is that it shifts the body's weight too far ahead of the feet, which adds to that unsteady feeling. And when the hips and core fatigue faster because of nerve irritation, balance becomes even harder to control. So if you've been noticing weak legs, drifting while you walk, shorter steps, or that forward-leaning posture, this is the same pattern I see every day in people with spinal stenosis. And there are simple ways to make it feel better. In a moment, I'll show you 3 easy things you can do today to feel steadier, walk with more confidence, and reduce that off-balance feeling before it starts. The first big reason you can feel off-balance with spinal stenosis is that the nerves to the legs are not firing as clearly or as quickly as they should. When the space around the nerves and the lower back is narrowed, those signals can get a little delayed. Your legs are not truly weak, but they can feel slow, heavy, or a bit unreliable. That slow reaction shows up as wobbling when you start to walk, feeling unsure on the first few steps, or feeling like your feet do not quite know where the floor is. Many of my stenosis patients say things like, I don't trust my legs, or I feel like my feet are half asleep. That's a big part of the off-balance sensation, even when your head feels perfectly clear. So our first goal is to wake up those leg and ankle muscles and get the nerves talking to them more clearly. We'll start with what's called the seated ankle pumps. So you're going to start by sitting in the chair. You're going to sit towards the front of a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. You want to sit tall with the hands resting on your thighs or on the sides of the chair for support. You're going to start with ankle pumps. So you're going to lift both heels off the floor so that you're on your toes. Then you're going to lower the heels and lift your toes so that you're on your heels. You're going to move slowly and smoothly, heels up, toes up, like you're gently rocking your ankles back and forth. That's why we call it a seated ankle pump. Breathe normally and keep those knees pointing straight ahead. You want to aim for 15 to 20 repetitions at a comfortable pace. After a short rest, repeat the same circuit one more time. You should feel the muscles on the front of your shins and the calves working. This helps wake up the nerves and muscles that keep your ankles steady, which is a key piece of feeling more secure when you stand and walk. The next exercise you can do while still sitting in your chair are toe lifts. So you're going to start by keeping your feet flat on the floor. You want to keep the knees pointing straight ahead and your back should be relaxed but upright. Lift your toes off the floor while keeping your heels planted on the floor. Hold for 1 second so that you feel the muscles along the front of your shins activate. Then you're going to lower the toes back down with control. This is a nice, slow, controlled movement. Remember, we've talked about you don't just go through the motions. I want you to feel what you're supposed to be feeling here. You're going to repeat this movement for 10 to 15 repetitions. Rest briefly, then do a second round. These 2 exercises are designed to wake up the nerves and muscles that control your ankles and lower legs. When those nerves are irritated from spinal stenosis, the legs can feel slow, heavy, or unreliable. By pumping the ankles and lifting the toes, you help restore that nerve communication, improve the first few steps when you stand up, and create a steadier, more confident feeling when you walk. Now that we have the ankles working better, we need to look at the second major reason people with stenosis feel off balance, and that's that forward-leaning posture that often develops without them realizing it. Let's take a look at why that happens and what you can do about it. So again, the second big reason people with spinal stenosis feel off balance is the way the body starts to lean forward during standing and walking. Most people don't even notice they're doing it. The body naturally bends forward when it takes pressure off the nerves in the lower back. It's that classic stenosis posture. So remember, we've shown you this before. What's happening is the body is leaning forward to try to take pressure off that spinal cord and nerve at the back. It's doing that for a reason. But unfortunately, that's going to end up with some, shall we call, side effects of what's actually happening. So the problem is that forward lean moves your center of gravity too far ahead of your feet. So when your weight drifts forward like that, every step becomes shorter, more cautious, and less stable. Many of the patients say they feel like they're being pulled forward or that they cannot stand fully upright without discomfort. That posture alone can create that wobbling, unsure feeling, even if your legs feel strong. So the next step is to gently bring your body back over your feet and retrain your posture so walking feels steadier and more controlled. So this is what you do. You're going to stand with your back facing a wall and your heels about 6 inches away from it. You're going to gently bring the back of your head, your shoulder blades, and your hips toward the wall. They do not need to touch perfectly. I just guide them back until you feel a more balanced, upright position. Keep your knees soft. They're not locked. Hold this position for 5 slow breaths, ideally breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Step away from the wall and keep the same upright feeling as you walk forward for a few steps. Repeat this 3 times. This helps reset your posture alignment so your weight sits over your feet instead of in front of them. Walking becomes more stable and less tiring when your posture is not pulling you forward. The third reason people with spinal stenosis feel off balance is that the muscles around the hips and core fatigue much faster than they should. When the nerves in the lower back are irritated, the stabilizer muscles don't fire as strongly or as consistently. This makes it harder to keep your body centered as you walk. You might notice your legs wobble when you turn, your steps drift to one side, or your body sways more than it used to. Many of my stenosis patients tell me, I feel like my legs wear out too fast, or I lose control the longer I stay upright. That loss of support can make balance feel unpredictable. So the goal here is to wake up the hips and glutes so that they hold you steadier with every step. So this is what we call a standing hip hinge with glute activation. You're going to stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your hands resting lightly on the hips. You're going to keep the back straight as you push your hips slightly backwards like you're about to sit in a chair. Do not drop into a squat. Now, this is a hinge type of movement. Then press through your heels and return to standing tall. As you stand, lightly squeeze your glutes for 1 full second. This is that glute activation part. You actually want to feel those glutes come to life. Repeat this for 10 slow repetitions. Rest, then complete 1 more round. This helps the hips and the glutes support your balance so the legs do not wobble or drift when you walk. If you practice these exercises a little each day, you may start to feel steadier on your feet, more confident when you walk, and less of that drifting or off balance feeling that comes with spinal stenosis. A small improvement in how your legs react and how your posture lines up can make a very real difference in your daily life. If you got value in this video, please like it and share it. It really helps more people find the help they need. And remember to subscribe if you want to learn more tips and strategies on how to treat and relieve debilitating back and neck pain without drugs and without surgery. If you have any questions about lumbar spinal stenosis and how to treat it, please leave a comment below. I'll do my best to guide you. And the next video you should watch is this one right here. It shows our step-by-step treatment process that give us over a 94% satisfaction rate with patients dealing with spinal stenosis and disc herniations.